All right, on today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our Tensorflow course, and we're still doing our vector databases module. Let's have a look at what we went over today. Now we're still going over the batch normalization information, so we're going to pick up where we left off from yesterday and do some light reading. So it should be noted that there are other normalization techniques like the layer and group normalization, which are kind of similar to this process, but different in the sense that with a batch normalization, the mean is calculated over a given mini batch. Now, after getting a new value x shuffle, what we now do is multiply it by gamma and add beta. Now, the gamma and the beta are actually trainable parameters. So when working with the batch normalization in a say TensorFlow or PyTorch, you'll notice that the batch norm layer will always have its parameters. In some cases, the role of the gamma and the beta are to scale and shift, and the parameters are learned along with the original model parameters and restore the representation power of the network. So when we set gamma to be the square root of the variance and the beta to be the expectance or the mean of the x, then we can recover the original activations that were the optimal thing to do. Essentially, what we're saying is if it's instead optimal for us not to use the batch normalization, then we could adapt the value of gamma and beta in such a way that we get the original value extra. Now, basically, that's what we did all morning. We just did some light reading. Well, not light reading. We did some heavy reading and note taking. Still on batch normalization. We pretty much finished up that section of information that we were going over. So the next thing we're going to dive into is going to take a quick look at the max or the global max pooling. Let me spell that right there. And these are all terms that we went over already in previous modules, but I guess we're going to touch on them again just to refresh our memory on them. But yeah, so that was batch normalization, and tomorrow we're going to be start looking at a global max pooling. But of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. And for now, it's the Python Poppy. You guys stay Gucci.